It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview Scout Clark, an owner of some sports businesses and a scout. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to be a college scout?
Yes, after I stopped playing basketball, I wanted to find a way to still stay involved with the game. And so I was offered an opportunity with the ABA team, scout for them. But after doing that for a little while, I really had a heart for helping high school athletes. So I met Marcus Shockley. We talked about it. He gave me an opportunity. And I just had a passion for it, and I seem to have a gift for spotting talent. So I've been doing that now for over 8 years, and I've enjoyed every moment.
Can you talk about how you knew you wanted to be a sports business owner?
Yeah, so basically, I didn't have any desire initially until Marcus kind of pitched the idea to me about doing some more things for kids in Eastern North Carolina. And after that, I kind of, watched other people's events and started doing some research on my own, and just once again got a passion for it. I did my first event back in 2014, I believe, and I saw the results from it, and I just knew, I'm like, okay, this is what I really, want to continue doing. And with help from guys like Tony Bruton and Trey, and all those guys.
What was your first sports event that you covered?
That I covered?
Yes.
Oh, man. That's a good one. Oh, wow. My first sporting event, that I scouted was Dwight Miller's combine. That was in near Fayetteville, but it was in Fayetteville. It's Freedom Sports Complex. And basically, he brought in a bunch of different high school athletes and had them do some drill work, do some skills, compete against each other. And I actually scouted that event to prove myself as a scout to Marcus Shockley so I can fully get hired basically with Basketball Elite. And so they had some great players. There's some outstanding players. Jaquan Manning was there from Westover. Dwight Miller's son, JT Miller, was there. He ended up going to Howard University. And so that event was nerve-wracking a little bit because, I didn't want to mess up or not prove myself. And I was actually kind of sick to that day. So it was a lot of pressure on me. But obviously it worked out all right. I had somewhat of a Jordan flu game before it. So I was able to get through it and make some positive scouting notes. But yeah, the Dwight Miller's combine event, and man, I remember that one for a long time.
Can you talk about the Fab 40 and what that means?
Right. So basically, the Fab 40 is a camp where we invite 40 players from Eastern North Carolina that are either under the radar and need help with their recruitment, or they're younger prospects who we feel have a chance to be really good in the future. So normally we'll have a high amount of seniors that we invite in. We invite in a bunch of college coaches at the Division II, Division III, junior college, and NAIA level to basically come see these guys compete. So what happens is we'll start the camp with talking to the players about life skills and different things they need to work on to become better players and people. And then we'll give them time to practice, let them practice, have a team practice, meet their coaches. And then the college coaches normally come in and we'll start the games. It's all of Easton see 40 players. They just come in and play hard, and we just really focus in on team basketball, hard defense. Coming up with the name really was just kind of like whatever sounded best. I think we had a bunch of different options like Super, Sleeper, Showcase, or different things like that. But Fab 40 just had a ring to it. And so we've been doing that now for about 5 years, I believe. And we've had some great players come through: Kyron Bowman, Kobe White, Rob Cologne, Zach Hobbs, Damani Applewhite, just to name a few who have come through and competed. And we've had a very high amount of guys receive scholarship offers. And that's what our main goal is: help the Eastern C area that can get overlooked and under-recruited sometimes.
How does it feel to know that, for example, Kobe White, who came from the 540, is now in the NBA?
It's an amazing feeling. I was telling some of my younger guys who worked the last event that he came as a freshman, and they didn't believe me, so I had to go pull up some pictures. And he had the hair, but it was a lot smaller. And he was a lot shorter, a little bit shorter. But it's just an amazing thing. He and his brother was actually a college coach, Will White. He was actually a college coach at that time, and he came to the event to recruit players as well. So they both came, and for different reasons. But it was just it's pretty cool to see, just to be a small part of the process for so many youngsters. You know, even a guy like Kyron, to see him now in NBA with the Golden State Warriors, just to see how far they've come and how hard they've worked. Just to be a very, very small part of that process going on, man, just helping the baby, just give them a little something. It's a great feeling, and I smile every time I get to see those guys on TV. I smile every time I get to see all of our camp alums in college playing basketball, and some of them going overseas after that. And it's just a great feeling, and it continues to encourage you to keep pushing it and keep working hard.
Have you ever got any offers in the NBA to go to their games that you've trained the person?
No, not as of yet. Marcus Shockley actually works with the Portsmouth Invitational. I don't know if you heard that before. That's basically like it's like a camp for guys who are going to the NBA that are seniors. And so I actually got an opportunity to work that event and broadcast it, and got to see some good players there. And so Marcus is a great guy that is very connected with that. James Blackburn is another guy. He's actually an agent. He used to work with us as a scout, but he goes to Portsmouth as well. So no NBA stuff yet, but Lord willing, you know, that'll be in the future. But I've enjoyed, you know, just seeing these guys in college, man. It's an amazing feeling. It's hard to describe, but it's a great feeling.
Can you talk about your time being the director of Phenom Hoops, North Carolina?
So it's Prep Hoops, North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Prep Hoops.
It's all right. So basically, when I was invited to join Prep Hoops, Jess Byerly was the head guy for North Carolina. So I just kind of fell in line, and he decided to take different business ventures with a different organization, and so that kind of stepped me into the spot, I guess you would say. But it's been great. You know, really, to me, it's kind of like a co-leadership thing with me and Jay Anderson, because Jay is great at certain things, you know, and I think he feels I'm great at certain things. You know, he's a wonderful dude. He comes to rank on point, so I really don't have to worry about that. But Prep Hoops has been fun. You know, it's been a learning experience. Anytime you work with a new organization that's only been around a couple of years, it's going to be something different. But overall, I've enjoyed it. I've got to see a lot of players and go to different events and write about a lot of different players, and parents are able to, you know, read about their kids. And a lot of times in the scouting business, we have a lot of scouts or media people that write about the same players over and over and over again, only the top ranked guys. And at Prep Hoops, you know, our whole desire is to write about every kid of every level. And so that just makes the job that more fun, because now you can talk about a player who's never been written about before, and, you know, his parents, you know, see their potential child. And so that's a great feeling, and I've enjoyed it. I look forward to many more years with Prep Hoops, Lord willing.
What have you accomplished so far at Prep Hoops?
Oh, really just helping kids, helping a lot more kids that I can't necessarily help with Fab 40. With Fab 40 being just the Eastern North Carolina camp, there's guys in Western North Carolina or Central North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina that I necessarily can't bring to camp, but I can still help them get scholarships and get their name out through Prep Hoop. So that's been the main thing, is really helping more kids that aren't in my region. So we've been doing a lot of writing. It's a ton of writing, putting out a bunch of reports and meeting different people who have the best interests of the kids at heart. It's a lot of good people out here that really want to help these guys. So that I would say, just helping the kids that I normally wouldn't get a chance to help, and that's my passion.
Can you tell me what the difference between Fab 40 and Prep Hoops is?
So Fab 40 basically is just a camp. It's just an exposure opportunity. Prep Hoops is more of a service. Prep Hoops is you'll see more reports, you see rankings. We have camps at Prep Hoops, but they're not like invitational camps. And Prep Hoops camps are more open invite. Also, there's tournaments with Prep Hoops. Of course, due to COVID-19, some things have changed, so we didn't have the events, as many events as we normally do. But yeah, that's the main difference. Fab 40 is more of an invitational camp type deal, exposure for seniors and underclassmen, whereas Prep Hoops is more of a service to people that you can kind of get all over, no matter your location. And it's for more college coaches as well. Fab 40, we deal with Division I coaches, but not as much as we do with Prep Hoops, because it's a large amount of kids, and so yeah, that's the main difference between the two.
Can you talk about college prospect combine and what that is?
Absolutely. So a couple years back, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he pitched the idea to me. He said, why not have a combine like the NBA has for high schoolers? And so I said, well, that's a good idea. We really didn't think much of it. So once again, Marcus Shockley came to the rescue. I talked to him about it, and he knows the people that run the NBA combine, like the actual testers and everything. And he said, I can put you in contact with him. I'm sorry about that, got a call. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So he put me in contact with the NBA combine testers. And we called them, we set it up, and basically what the College Prospect Combine is an opportunity for high school players to go through the NBA Combine testing. They get to test their agility with the light and speed type thing, and get to test, how high they can jump and those type of things. And so we did that the year before last. And basically, yeah, that's what it is. It's a high school version of the NBA Combine. They got to come in and do all their testing. And then after the testing is done, they get the results electronically, and they can compare their results to the NBA players' results. So you can compare your speed with Steph Curry's speed, or you can compare your vertical leap, to Zach LaVine's. And so that's just been something that we're looking forward to doing again once everything kind of slows down and dies down. And I think the main thing about the College Prospect Combine was our life skills session. We invited in Mike Joyner, who played at Florida State University. He played overseas in the G League a little bit, and he basically taught players in groups, and he gave them all details about what it took for him to get to the level. And he's used basketball to get multiple degrees, and that's what we would love for our youngsters to do, is game to get that education, because we know basketball is going to end one day for us all.
Have you reached out to any NBA scouts along with this college prospect to get more input for your players that are in it?
Yeah, I've talked to some people that were involved. Due to the fact those guys ran the NBA draft combine, they were able to connect with some people. I can't, mention any names in particular, of course, but they were able to connect with some people, and they gave us some good info about different things we can do. And so now it's just kind of waiting until the clearance is given for North Carolina, and so that we can really go into it. But also at Portsmouth Invitational, I was able to meet just about every NBA scout that I wanted to. They had about every NBA team represented there. So I was kind of disappointed they didn't have it this year due to COVID, but I'm looking forward to next year. It is a great opportunity once again to kind of just, pitch your ideas to different people that can input you, in a positive way.
Have you had any players during the process say that I'm good enough to go to the NBA due to their high rankings in the process in the combine and skip college?
No, we haven't as yet, and we only had one prospect combine so far, so it was kind of early. For the most part, though, every player that we've dealt with was definitely a guy that needed to go to college at least for a year. Even with Fab, I think Kobe is the only one that only did 1 year. Kyron did 3, I want to say. So yeah, so far we haven't. That may change in the future, but yeah, so far Kobe's been the only one that's even left early, and so now the way rules and stuff can change. Who knows what what can occur in the near future? But as we've seen this year, with a couple guys from North Carolina kind of skipping the college route and going G League or pro.
What advice would you give upcoming college scouts looking to get into the profession?
Yeah, so first off, you definitely have to have a passion for it. It can't be something that you just want to do to quit your job, your day job, or anything like that, because there's going to be a lot of sacrifice, a lot of driving, a lot of writing, a lot of times where you may do things and just not get compensated early on because it's volunteer work. So first, I would say it's a passion. Secondly, I would say just align yourself with people that have the same mindset as you. The bad thing about the business is there's a lot of people who don't necessarily have a heart desire to help kids. It's more about themselves. And so you have to make sure that you cross paths with people and work for an organization that's truly caring about the kids. So that would be big. And then, just get out and work. Twitter is amazing. It is a huge, huge, huge tool to use to connect with people. So many college coaches I've connected with have been through Twitter, not even knowing it. They just randomly follow the page, and next thing you know, they're asking about players, or asking for my number to text so we can talk about kids. So I would say those 3 things are key. But at the end of the day, you just have to have a passion for it. And anybody who's looking to join a business or anything like that, don't hesitate to hit me up. I'm always, ready and willing to, provide whatever assistance I can. But I would definitely say that it's a long days in the gym sometimes. Those drives can be tough, but if you truly love basketball and love helping kids, it's a great career business to get into.
Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
So I'm mainly on Twitter, which is CHC3. I'm at capital CHC3 on Twitter, and Instagram. I'm Clark the 3, CLARKTHE, the number 3. As you know, I'm easy to get in contact with. I'm not hard to find. But yeah, those are my main 2 forms of social media.
Thank you again, Clark, and best of luck to you in your future.
I appreciate you having me, man, and the great work that you're doing. I've been able to check out a couple of your interviews you've done so far, and I'm just honored to even get the invite to come on here, man. So I appreciate all that you do.
Thank you. You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Clark, for your interview, and best of luck.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.